All right, today we're digging into a concept that's quietly reshaping pretty much everything, from the factory floor to the phone in your pocket. We're talking about automation. So let me ask you something. When I say that word automation, what's the first image that pops into your head? For a lot of us, it's probably something pretty specific, something we've seen in a movie. Yeah, I'm gonna bet it's something like this, right? That classic image of a car factory, this massive, powerful robotic arm just doing one thing over and over and over again. And look, that's definitely part of the story, but it's really just page one. Because the reality of automation today, it's so much bigger. And honestly, a lot of it is totally invisible. It's touching just about every industry in ways you wouldn't expect. I mean, we're talking about AI helping to draft complicated grant proposals, entire systems that manage the day-to-day of a hotel, and even super specific automation for things like the tea and cashew industries. It is way, way more than just one big robot arm. So let's step beyond that classic factory robot and really see how automation has grown up into this sophisticated, data-hungry force that's changing pretty much every job out there. And we'll actually start in that familiar factory setting. But this is a factory that has gotten a serious upgrade. It's no longer just about brute strength. Now it's all about the brain. One of the key pieces of tech making this happen is something called a digital twin. And it is literally what it sounds like, a perfect, living, breathing digital copy of a real-world system. And it's being fed live information constantly. So how does this work? It's brilliant, really. First, you build this detailed virtual replica of something complex, say a whole laptop assembly line. Then, and this is the key part, you hook it up to live data from sensors on the actual line. They're measuring everything, temperature, pressure, you name it. This lets you play around in the virtual world. You can test changes, predict problems, and find those pesky bottlenecks before you ever have to mess with a real thing. It's an absolute game changer for getting things right the first time. So, okay, automation has totally transformed the factory, but what about all the work that happens at a desk? Well, the revolution happening in the digital workspace is just as big, if not bigger. In the office, the star player isn't a physical robot, it's the software bot. This is the little engine behind what's called robotic process automation, or RPA. Just think of it like a digital employee that you can train to do all of those repetitive, mind-numbing tasks on your computer. And this chart really just says it all, doesn't it? For a task like data entry, a software bot is unbelievably fast. It can work around the clock, 24/7, and it doesn't make typos. Its accuracy is perfect. So this isn't about replacing human creativity or judgment. It's about getting rid of the boring stuff that kills our focus and where we make simple mistakes. And you're seeing this pop up everywhere now. AI tools are automating huge chunks of software testing. They're helping write content, drafting grant proposals, powering those customer service chatbots we've all talked to. Basically, if there's a repetitive digital task that you spend hours on every week, there is probably a bot that can help with that. But what's powering all this? From the smart factory to the smart office, what's the secret sauce? Well, it's this huge, invisible backbone of data and connectivity. It's like the central nervous system that makes all this intelligent automation possible. Think of it like a whole team of technologies working together. You've got these tiny Internet of Things sensors gathering up all the data. You have super fast 5G networks zapping that data where it needs to go in an instant. Powerful cloud platforms are crunching all the numbers. And back on the factory floor, you've got these rugged little computers called PLCs making decisions in real time. It's a whole symphony of tech. And this data isn't some abstract thing. No, it's very real information doing real work. A temperature sensor isn't just a number. It's making sure mushrooms grow in the perfect conditions. A pH sensor is making our water cleaner. An optical sensor is sorting thousands of packages an hour without a single mistake. Every single millisecond, these tiny data points are letting automated systems make smart decisions. Okay, so we've got all this incredible technology. But it all leads back to the biggest question, right? What does all of this mean for us, for the human workers? This is where the conversation gets really, really interesting. Now, for businesses, the reason to do this is undeniable. The numbers don't lie. Automation drives huge jumps in productivity. It makes things way more efficient, and it cuts costs. That combo is just too powerful to ignore, and it's exactly why you're seeing it take off everywhere. But, and this is a big but, the story for employees can be a little more complicated. While automation can get rid of boring work, it can also create new kinds of pressure. One study, for example, found that in some of these highly automated places, the constant, relentless pace of the machines can actually lead to more fatigue for the human workers, especially if it means working longer hours or more night shifts to keep up. This challenge is leading to a really fascinating new focus, not on replacing people, but on collaborating with them. We're seeing the rise of what are called cobots, or collaborative robots, and they're designed specifically to work safely right alongside people. The whole goal here is to create a true partnership, one that combines the stamina and precision of a machine with the creativity and problem-solving skills that only a person has. And that kind of leaves us with a final big idea to chew on. As machines get better and better at handling the what to do and how to do it, maybe our most important, our most valuable human skill starts to shift. Maybe our main job in the future won't be about doing the tasks, but about directing their purpose, about being the ones who decide the why.